Alright, and welcome to Let's Play Wargame European Escalation. I'm DigitalAdhesive, and a couple of firsts on this video. First number one, I'm playing NATO. First number two, I'm playing a 2v2 match. That's me and 20 Dunhills, going up against Field Marshal Dam and Dylan PL. Let's see what the Field Marshal and Dylan, it sounds like a cop show, can come up with to thwart us. Now this is an interesting map. It's the first time I played on this map as well, and I see we start out on this little island thing, and these bridges scare me, and because it's like there's nothing more terrifying than a column of valuable tanks going down a road one at a time with no cover or no way to get out. Just got to keep going forward. So I want to defend one side of a bridge that I have no interest in going over, and immediately go over the bridges that I need to get by, and I'm pretty confident I can do that. Let's see what we got here. What was I doing back in the day? This is about a week ago. Chaparral, trying to figure out what I'm doing on NATO again, because I don't play NATO much. Sultans and 20 Dunhills. Command armor is good. I got my command armor. What we got over here? I can't even see it. But we each have 2 units of command armor. So we want to, if I remember correctly, our strategy was to just sweep up here and grab everything and stop them at this bridge. We wanted to move up. I would take the lowlands and guard these bridges, make sure that they didn't come over, and worst case, make sure that they couldn't put up any command units down there. Like if they did put down a command unit, I might put one down, and they would cancel each other's out. And so 20 Dunhills had to sweep up and take these guys and kick the Reds out if they established a position anywhere up here. And that was our plan going into it. Now let's see what they're cooking up here. They've got plenty of anti-air, Not using hardened command vehicles, though. That's interesting. Bunch of helicopters, a command helicopter. I haven't seen many of those. I know there's sort of a debate about the usefulness of them and the usefulness to riskiness factors, but I don't know the details too much about that, so I will leave that for others to speculate. T-62s, more anti-air, more regular command vehicles. Back here he's got a whole bunch of anti-air surrounding his, again, unarmored unit. And they're throwing down flares, which allow you to communicate simply to someone that you might not be in voice chat with, saying, okay, Dylan saying he's going here, Field Marshal saying he's going here, CBI, I do not know what that means, but I should probably learn. Alright, so we're taking off here, and I'm just going to zip the speed up a little bit. Crank her back down. Alright, so 20 Dunhills wants to grab Echo, it looks like. Or maybe just cruise through it, because that's my Sultan right there. Alright, so I grab Echo. And this guy here, the Field Marshal, is pushing right across the bridge into Charlie right off the bat. And it looks like his Confederate down here is trying to pick up Golf to get an additional reinforcement zone, which is a good idea. So now we can reinforce across the bridge, which is really nice. So we're not just limited to our island. Now, I am setting up a lot of defense down here by the river, because I want to be able to shoot across the river and, God help me, maybe even hit units that are over here with my ATGMs if they're positioned correctly. I picked up AMX-30. Oh no, that's 20 Dunhills. He picked up AMX-30s for his anti-air. I'm bringing in Leopards, just regular Leopards. Oh no, those are his regular Leopards. Okay, well this is good. For a second I was going to go, oh geez, why am I still using those Leopards? From my experience, the Tier 1 Leopard is a pretty god-awful tank in every respect. Alright, I put up some toes right by this little tree line looking directly across Juliet and the river, and I have locked it down with a command vehicle. So Juliet is ours and secured, Echo is ours and secured. They picked up Golf and Charlie. Went in two separate directions. I guess the analog would have been if we went to India instead of taking Juliet, but hell with India. Juliet's worth a lot of points. It's next to another zone that's worth a lot of points that we're going to try and slidle into, and it's going to be great. And maybe some of you watching can answer this question for me. Maybe I'm crazy, but it seems almost a necessity to immediately charge and try and take these two valuable zones, because if you get there, that's 10 points per tick. That's insane. And if you've already got one group there, firing off on a infantry vehicle. Oof. And they are hiding in the woods as a result of that. So if you are going to go for this point, you could probably get this secondary point without too much more work. And the worst case scenario, oh wow, they're all holed up in those woods here. My 24s, yeah, a lot of helicopter action. And we are just trying to shoot back with his Rollins. Oh. They're hit, but they're not dead. Although our Rollins seem to be doing pretty well themselves, except for that one guy who's stunned. Eventually, I guess he feels like he's not going to win that, and he pulls back. I bring a Cobra over to try and help out, but I get hit pretty hard and pull back. Okay, so again, if you capture Juliet, what makes it difficult for you to capture Foxtrot? Is there any reason why you would want to ignore these two zones in the center when you're starting out and just grab the ones around the periphery? If there is, I would like to hear it, because it just seems to me common sense dictates the most important area on this map is at its center, because that is just so many points. So you guys who know what you're doing, I would love to hear from you. Alright, so we're pulled up here. He's got Foxtrot, but we've got a really nice position across the river here. And if he wants to stay here, he's going to have to hide. That's a lot of wide open space, and I'm sure he doesn't want to bring his command vehicle, his unarmored command vehicle, that is, all the way over here in this forest line. So he's got some crappy options for that. Some more shots going back at these helicopters. Took out two of them. These ones are raining fire down on his armored recon, though. The Lynx and the Rollins come back up. Take out another. Finally, there's just this one lone Mi-24. All burnt to a crisp, trying to escape. Boy, they can take a lot of hits, but they can't take that many. And now, up on this hill, he's got a bunch of different tanks, T-62s, but he's out of range of us, and we're just launching our ATGMs right back at him. Oh, no, he can fire a few shots at us as well, but I still think he's at a disadvantage in that position. But what do I know? What do I know indeed? Is he going to pull back with these guys? I don't know. Alright, so I start pulling up some more troops here. And by the way this battle shook out, 20 Dunhill's, my partner here, ended up doing most of the lion's share of the lifting. And I mostly stayed around here to make sure no one came through here and to move up to support him at Foxtrot and help him out with some helicopters as well. But right now, 20 Dunhills is carrying the match for us. mainly because the front is all along where he is. And I'm pulling up some units to support, bringing a couple of chaparrals up, just because those just because the all those helicopters have made me nervous. I want to try and stick them someplace where get a good shot off at them. And now is the moment when we're starting to think, you know, they have artillery, maybe we could use some artillery as well. Hey, I want some of that. And I don't know what, excuse me, I don't remember what my friend brought in, but at some point soon I start bringing in some of those AWFLs, the NATO equivalent of the Dana, the mobile artillery, to try and lay some smack down both here and across the river. Ooh. Where's all that fire coming from? Must be over there. Of course, now he's got some APCs also trying to shoot at us from 9 o'clock. It's a busy game. Yeah, right now this is totally convincing us that we need to pull up some arty as well. Well, we do swing around a few units in the back to harass him, which is really good because that artillery is just tearing those woods apart. One down, but I don't even know if he realizes what's going on. And the Cobras come in to help finish the deal. I pull my forces up here. Oh, again, that's my buddy. Damn, I didn't do anything this match. Wow. Alright, so 20's bringing in the Cobras. They got rid of the artillery. I'm going to try and find his command armor and seal the deal here. And they do. That little Jeep just sort of hanging out in the middle of nowhere. And that is why you get command armor and not command Jeeps. Alright, so Charlie is secure. And we're just swinging shots back and forth across the river here at his Fagot infantry. And 20's amusing himself by chasing down these two Urals who just slammed on the brakes, did a 180, and decided to go the other way. Oh yeah, there are those Danas right over there. And goodbye supply trucks. Oh, I start pulling up some tanks. Some crappy Leopard tanks. When at this point I should have been focusing more on artillery right there. And I also should have realized that we weren't getting challenged down here. And I should move my units up in a line along here to take shots of opportunity. But, you know, part of me just did not want to leave my command alone in the woods. I got paranoid about that. Alright, the Hemet's moving up here, which is sort of the precursor to my artillery. And there's the first one, the AMX AWFL, or the Awful, as I call it. And got some more about to move into position. I believe that 20 is doing the same thing with his artillery, getting it set up. But right now we're doing really well in spite of everything. I mean, we got 1364 points, and I don't even know how that happened. It just, in a blink of an eye, a couple of small encounters happening up north, down by the riverside, and now over here, just ended up going right for us. Cobra's got some really good kills. Got the command armor. There's a good 200 points. Yeah, not bad. So at this point, I'm not sure what we're playing to, if we're playing all the way up to 1500, to just 1500, or if we're going far beyond that. But we're doing really well. We're poised to win here. I think we're doing 1,500. Right, and the field marshal's getting a little ballsy. He wants to try and get across that bridge, but now we both have our artillery set up and firing, and we are just making that not an attractive option at all. He's trying for it. He really is trying for it. Now, it would be wonderful to have some ATGMs, like some Sherms or something, set up right along here or right along here. But in the absence of any ATGM tanks, we'll stick with our artillery. And he's trying to pound this line here, which I don't really care too much about, given the fact of how far behind they are in points, and that right now we just need another 100 points, unless we're playing for a higher point value. But I don't think we are. Alright, some of these guys are freaking out, but yet they're managing somehow to traverse this bridge. And I bring down a whole force to meet them, just in case they manage to make it. Yeah, look at all those guys coming down. Oh, look at all that fire raining in. Well, guess we're going past 1,500. Oh, gotta love that artillery. Yeah, trying to cross that bridge like that in this situation this far into the game, that's like an idea you got off of badideas.com. I mean, that's just... Even though I don't really know what I'm doing in this game, that would seem to me to be a bad idea. Alright, he's shelling us back. Looks like he's just going for my ridgeline leopards. Lose a leopard, who cares? It's not like it's a good leopard. And he's not shooting at my artillery either, which is nice. He's got this big cluster here in the woods, and if we could get a little scouting out here to see it, I mean, that is a lot of points. A little bit of quiet. Where are those going? Oh! Took the looks out. Alright, whatevs. We're still over 1,000 points ahead of them, though, so we're not too worried at this point, but we're also not really looking at the score right now. It's funny how when you get really absorbed in this game, the whole score can just slip away, and it's like it's not even there. Now, what's funny to me is that he's still got this command vehicle right near all of this artillery attack, and it's not even armored. So if I was him, I would be hauling this thing back over to the woods or something like that. I mean, all it takes is one lucky shot to land right there, and you're done. Now, if you look up here, well, I've been fighting back against a bridge crossing with my leopards and my chaparrals and my artillery and all that. 20 Dunhills has been up capturing these 2 points, Charlie and Delta, and getting into a bridge fight of his own over here. So the points are starting to really roll in right now for us. Oh, those poor Hinds. Those poor damn Hinds. Gotta love the chaparral. Now all of a sudden over here, this is when we wake up and realize that our home base is getting assaulted by all these guys in a last effort push to throw us off our game, get a bunch of kills, and I don't know what, maybe he thought some of our artillery was over here. With our token forces, we managed to repel it, at least destroy most of the APCs that the enemy was in. But so now we've got a whole bunch of enemy troops kind of running around by this road, and we're trying to figure out the best way to pull this off. Bring in a Vulcan, thinking that we could point that thing down and just hose him down. But we got a little scared here, but I believe we're getting near the end of the match. This is a push that was bold, but I'm not sure it could have turned the tide when at this point, although they did manage to close the gap in points pretty dramatically. Right now, they're only a couple hundred points behind us. So whatever was left here that they managed to take out in their sneak offense might have been worth something. And there we have it. There we have it. Minor victory at 2,021 points. So that was the first game I played that was 2v2, first game I played on NATO, and first game I played on that map. And after playing on Hell's Highway with very strict conditions, game after game after game learning, this really threw a whole bunch of new stuff at me and made me really appreciate the depth that this game has as far as tactics and strategy, adapting those to different situations and different maps, and some zones that may be more about forest and cities where infantry is a good thing to use, and others where it's all just open plains and little hedgerows where you're going to be relying mostly on tanks and anti-tank vehicles. But it was also my first match where I got to see a lot of stuff explode repeatedly, and that was really cool. So yeah, not a lot of lessons to learn, except to not clump together in one zone that you capture when you have a front that you want to spread out across those two bridges instead of just one. I could have definitely helped my teammate out earlier than I did. In the end, I gave him all the anti-air support and tank support and artillery support he needed, but in the beginning I was just setting up, doing my own thing, thinking I could just leave it for him to take care of the northern area, and to his credit, he did. He did a really good job. But we could have probably made this the discrepancy between our 2 points a little bit wider and made it more of a clear victory if I had been on the same page as my my partner that entire game. So please rate, comment, subscribe, toss me some advice, tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell me what I'm doing right, all that wonderful stuff. And I'm Digital Adhesive, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.